Hello and welcome to GPTV on Tuesday the 3rd of October, the Collingwood Grand Final winning edition. My name is Philip Kingston.
I'm Gary P. I don't think we can name it that, Philip.
Oh, come on, Gary. Let's get behind the Victorian team that won, even if it is no-teeth Collingwood.
You know, you're a Melbourne supporter. I'm a Carlton supporter. Who's your biggest rival in football?
Well, without question, it's Collingwood. But
as is mine. So,
but ultimately,
I can't love them. Sorry,
come on. I'm not asking you to love them, Gary. I'm just asking you to acknowledge that they won the grand final. And in Melbourne, you got to get behind the winner.
I've got a mate that barracks for two teams. You ever heard that? He barracks for Carlton and Collingwood. Is that normal?
No,
I think
it's not.
It's off, isn't it?
No.
I don't know if anybody else knows on barracks. I mean, you can have a second team, right? But you can't have like Melbourne Collingwood or Carlton Collingwood. It's not right.
No, it's like putting $20 on red and black, right?
And you know what? Zero will get you.
Make your decision.
Zero will get you every time that happens, Phil. You can't do that. And look, I've got to say that I'm disturbed about this person. I'm spending a lot of time with them to try to get them to see the light and come across to Carlton, but it's hard now that Collingwood's won. So look, well done.
At the risk of insulting your friend, and therefore you, because if he's your friend, then
I'm guilty by association.
Well, possibly, but I think it's a character flaw.
Yeah,
because
I say that too.
What Melburnian, first of all, you don't barrack for two teams. There's just no such thing.
Done.
And secondly, you don't switch clubs.
No.
So,
well, mind you, I did switch clubs.
Did you?
Yeah, but I was 6 years old. You know, I was 6 years old.
Who was your first club?
I was a Richmond supporter. My mother said, "Gatti, barrack for Carlton." Who was I to argue with? My
well,
mother?
that's true. That's true.
So you got to do. So she led me down the path.
So it wasn't that you made your own choice. This was forced upon you by your dear mother, who was she was forthright, and she was a whirlwind of energy.
Well, and she was a blue bagger through and through. I don't think she ever went to footy or actually knew what a football was.
No, but I would imagine in her early formative years in Austria, she used to listen to shortwave radio to listen to what was happening at the G.
Of course, she loved it. Could never miss a game over there on shortwave, you know, on those crystal radios in Austria. Yeah, for sure, Phil. You got it right. Look, well done to Collingwood. It was they were on top all year. They kind of deserved it, but you know, it's hard to love you, Collingwood, unless you're a Collingwood supporter. But all those euphoric Collingwood supporters, good luck to you. I only ever went to one grand final, by the way, and it was the replay between St Kilda and Collingwood that year. I don't know if you remember, there was a draw, and then they won the next year. And I went as a St Kilda supporter, which was already off. But anyway, and Collingwood, euphoric Collingwood, I've seen it once, I've seen it twice. It's enough. We need Carlton back there, and you can maybe get to Perth to go and see Melbourne win next time they play there.
Yeah.
Phil, let's talk a bit about the property market, because there is some stuff to talk about.
Even though Melbourne really did grind to a halt, the auction numbers plummeted from 1,000 to probably sub 100,
80 or something like that. So there's no clear. I mean, we had no auctions at all, Phil.
Nothing. We took the advantage of a long weekend, Gary. Whilst our properties were open for inspection, our auctioneers were resting their voice boxes, their larynxes, their whatever complicated things are happening down their throats, and they're getting ready for a massive weekend this weekend, which we will talk more about later.
It is what it is. Do you like that saying?
Yeah.
I hate that saying.
Yeah.
You know, some people, like when people say it is what it is, that saying, it means that you can go and get stuffed.
You know what?
I reckon it means, if someone says to me, it is what it is, I hear, go and get stuffed.
I was lucky enough to be in New York a few years ago, Gary, and I went to one of the famous theatres in one part of New York, of west, somewhere in the west, and it'll come to me in a moment.
Fantastic.
On the western side of the park, maybe.
It's that age now.
And
you're going to see more of this as you watch the show.
Jerry Seinfeld had a 10-minute skit on why he thought it is what it is to be the most ridiculous saying. So Google the YouTube
Seinfeld,
clip of Seinfeld, it is what it is, and you'll it's nonsensical.
A stupid line.
Yeah.
People use that, and then of course there's people in the office who I say, look, what's happening with this? And they say it's under control.
Yeah.
And that's another way of saying
that's a red flag.
That's another way of saying get stuffed. So if anyone says to you, it is what it is, it's under control, or it's all good, they are saying get stuffed.
Mind your own business.
Yeah, mind your own business, get stuffed. You've got no right to know. You're annoying me. I don't want to tell you. I don't like you. I never want to see you again. And I hope that you're a Collingwood supporter and they lose by 1 point next year. Anyway, that's what I hear, Phil. Property prices going up everywhere. It's on the news again, Phil. Well, isn't it funny how real estate is? It's like the footy cycle. Is that it's seasonal. And when you get to spring, everybody wants to talk about real estate. The footy's over. There's a bit of a boredom between footy and cricket. You know, there's that lull when nothing much happens.
Yep.
You've got the racing, of course, which some people are partial to, including myself. But, Phil, then real estate becomes like the sport. And, of course, they're talking now about property prices have gone up and never been, less affordable. I mean, in one sense, you celebrate that for the people who've got property, but you feel for people trying to get in, Phil, because it has gone up a lot.
So it's amazing, though, isn't it, how quickly it goes from a seller's market to a buyer's market to a seller's market to a buyer's market. You know, you think to yourself, when the property prices are on the down, which they were, doom is in the air and gloom and doom. Everybody's just, it's the death of the property market. And then boom, there's a report saying property prices are going up again.
You called this because you said a little while ago.
I did.
When it bounces back, these are the things that'll bounce back the hardest and the quickest. And as much as it pains me to say it, you were right. I don't like saying that. And
you know what,
I don't
Gary?
often do it.
No, you don't often do it. But maybe just a blanket. Philip is generally right.
No, I'm not going blanket.
Just go blanket.
No, you know what? It is what it is, as I say, Phil. It is what it is. I did get to meet with our viewer, John, and his delightful partner, Fran. I did get to meet with them.
Oh,
Phil.
great. Did you catch up for a lunch or a coffee?
I caught up for a bit of a coffee in the office.
Yep.
And, brought us a lot. And it's amazing how things happen, isn't it? Because we do this little stupid video, thing show or whatever it is, whatever you would call it. Some people call it a program, some people call it nonsense.
Referring to GPTV now, are we?
Yep. And he's picked it up from the other end of the world. And I said to him, how did you ever get onto GPT? Like, what bad direction in life?
What motivated you?
What bad direction or path did you
What
go?
was his answer, Gary?
Path? And he said, look, I'm a tech person. He works in property, real estate, but not as a real estate agent. And he's a poet, Phil. He writes beautiful poetry. He's not really a poet, but he does.
He's the
write
Gary
poetry.
Peer Poet Laureate. What is it?
Poet Laureate of Gary
Laureate?
Peer. He is, and he wrote a whole poem. I'm not going to read it. I'll just read it. He just because we met, and he writes whatever happens. He writes about. And so he says the name on the door. He said, "What a great treat to meet and greet with the man whose name is on the door. I saw the shirt cuffs. Boy, they're not discreet. Philip hasn't yet won the war." That was one of the paragraphs.
He's a man that pays careful attention to what the ranting and raving that goes on in the show. This
John,
gentleman, he's picking up the gold.
Oh, exactly right. I've offered him a position, Phil, as the CEO of the company.
Can we focus now on what's happening in the property market?
Okay, I'm glad you brought me back. Yeah, well, it is what it is, Phil. Yeah. It is what it is. Let's talk a little bit about what's happening. No auctions on the weekend, no towers, no boats. But boy, we had a big boast last week, didn't we?
We did. You want to refer to last week's towers?
I'm going to. Put the towers. Get last week's towers. Put them up again. Why not? Let's celebrate again. Because I don't know if we're going to be celebrating that sort of result again, Phil. But
25 out of 25, 100% clearance rate, just for the viewers who weren't paying attention.
And Phil, it's always beautiful when a new person in the office makes their first sale. So regards and shout out to Romy, who is a wonderful lady who's working together with Arlene and Daniel and made her first sale. You never forget, where was your first sale?
A wonderful lady, Gary. Yeah. She's a wonderful young woman. A lady.
You don't think she's ladylike, Philip?
Well,
you're saying she's not a lady? Doesn't deserve the title?
I'm not sure she is a lady, but she is an up and coming young woman that is doing some amazing things. So it was a bit of a shout out to the young guns of the business, because not only did Romy have her first sale, but the week before Kane Nissenbaum had his first sale.
It's good, isn't it?
So it's lovely to see the youth coming through the system, Gary, with the energy and enthusiasm that only young people have got, Gary.
What was your first sale? Your first sale?
Oh, my first sale, I think it might have been in Westbury Street in St Kilda, Gary.
My first sale, I remember, was at 30 Balaclava Road. It was an apartment that was sold for I think it was $32,000.
Fortune at the time.
Fortune at the time. Someone was crazy enough to pay that. Right next to the Masada Hospital, Philip. Still love that block. We sell them there every now and then. That was my first sale. And I remember Simon Gomolinsky, the sales agent, the legend of the 1980s, 70s and 80s. I used to call him Dollars Gomolinsky. He went and gave me that listing. Said, go work on that. I did, and I sold it. And you never forget your first sale.
No.
Anyway, it is what it is. That's it. Let's just move on.
Phil, how many auctions this weekend, Gary?
We've got them everywhere, Philip. We've got about 20 auctions coming up this weekend.
20, not 20.
Yeah,
20. There's a T in there.
20.
It's 20. It's not TWENNIE. It's 20.
Have you been to the Melbourne show lately?
What's 20 got to do with the Melbourne show?
Because, I think we should go to the show next year, maybe. 'Cause we've
What,
been
do
to the show.
GPTV
We
live
could do
from the
that.
showgrounds?
The show. I like the show. My daughter and her partner went to the show.
Yep.
They like the show.
Lovely, lovely.
I reckon we should go there.
Okay,
Anyway,
all right.
well, I
Let's
thought
talk about the auctions, Gary. Let's jump into it. What have we got? What's first
We've
up?
got Overton Road, Phil. We're not waiting for the weekends. We've got Overton Road.
Yeah,
We're going to get to Overton Road. And the silent H.
It's actually Hopetoun Street,
Yep.
Elstonwick,
Okay.
and this is number 18. What an amazing property this is. It's got a 3-street frontage, Gary. So as a parcel of land, it's got massive potential. But it's an actually beautiful clinker brick home, period features, beautiful floor plan, 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1.5 bathrooms, a study. That's a great property, walking distance to Halston Park and Glen Huntley Road.
And on the corner of Hopetoun Road, and Glen Huntley Road, you've got Miller's, the pizza place, and
Yes.
you've got a Denny's with the Middle Eastern food there, Phil.
Good.
Anyway, that's going to be Wednesday, twilight auction. Lots of twilight auction happening.
Starting to happen, Gary,
Yeah,
100%.
Lots of twilight auctions listed. We love the twilights, so we'll look forward to seeing you there. Phil, we've got 4 of them on Saturday morning at 10:30 a.m. We're going to kick off with Inkerman Street in Balaclava this time. Mark Kirkham has been handling this. Jeremy Rosens auctions it.
Gary, a very affordable apartment, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space, walking distance to everywhere you want to be. And I love those orange brick 60s buildings.
Phil, if you want to get ahead in the world of real estate, then you should go down to Head Street in Baldwin.
Well,
Phil,
I'll be heading that way, Gary, without question. This is a really unique property because it's an attached home in excellent but original condition, but it sits on 669 square metres of land. So this is a perfect property for redevelopment, subject to council approval, of course, but really interesting real estate.
And for those who love Skyhawks, you would remember the song Baldwin Calling, Phil, and Baldwin calls you at 10:30 a.m. on Saturday morning, Phil. While that's happening, I'm going to be hopping over to Kangaroo Road, Phil, to see Graham Callan selling number 28 Kangaroo Road. Is the auctioneer for it.
Gary, what an amazing property. Graham's got a wonderful opportunity there because it's 684 square metres of land. It's also a corner site, so you've got a beautiful house, you've got a redevelopment proposition subject to council approval, of course, and it's on the corner, Gary, of Thaxted Road. Now, this is an interesting, it's Thaxted, so you would have said Thaxted, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
But it's Thaxted.
Is it?
I believe so.
Okay. You don't know for sure.
Anyway, that's 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, off-street car parking for a number of cars, but that really is a great opportunity.
You say Thaxted. You say Thaxted. I say Thaxted. It is what it is. Let's move on to Avoca Street, Phil. In Caulfield South this time, Simon Rodolnik's auctioning this for Daniel Pierre, great apartment.
Gary, I'm pretty sure that 427 Avoca Street is not Caulfield South, but it would be South Yarra.
South.
You did. And South Yarra
happened to be too, Phil.
South Yarra, what an incredible suburb. You're walking distance to Toorak Road. You could even walk to the MCG. You've got the Botanic Gardens as well. This is the most magnificent 2-bedroom, 1 bathroom, 1 car space apartment, and in one of South Yarra's premier streets, not Caulfield South's premier streets.
Double auction action, Philip, at 11:30. You're going to be fine if you go down to Vine Street, Carnegie, and bid for this property. Jack Slater and Leo Samuels, the auctioneer.
Gary, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a lock-up garage, beautiful property throughout, courtyard garden areas. What's not to love?
Phil, after the St Kilda Market down just near Luna Park there, in the Veg Out St Kilda Market, which is on the first Saturday of every month, I'll be hopping over to the auction in Montgomery Street in Brighton Eastern, meeting Vanessa McGlynn there.
Gary, great opportunity there. This is a magnificent property with 2 bedrooms, 1.5 bathrooms, plenty of car parking, a lock-up garage, beautiful inside and gorgeous courtyard garden area. Check that out.
I'm looking forward to checking it out, Philip. A popular property is the one in Poplar Grove, Phil, not that one in your hand there, because that one's been shifted, but Poplar Grove is going to be at 12:30. Graham Callan auctions this terrific property, one of 3 12:30 auctions.
1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, 1 car space.
Wilson Street in Bentley, Phil, has been popular. It's not surprised. It's a good property, good address. And Jan Dosen handles this terrific property.
581 square metres of land, Gary, with a really good 3 or 4 bedroom family home, 2 bathrooms, off-street car parking. That's a really good opportunity because you get a house, you get land, you get a location.
One of the premier streets of Elstree, Philip, is Downshire Road or Downshire Road. What would you like to call it?
Downshire.
Okay. Downshire Road, number 41 is going off at 12:30. Jeremy Rosens is the auctioneer.
Gary, this is a stunning home, even though you've butchered, you butcher the English on this show, don't you?
Yeah, love
3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space, and Downshire is one of the greatest addresses you could have in Elstonwick.
Or in the world, Phil. In fact, 1:30, we've only got one auction happening. Phil, you're the auctioneer, and you're going to be down in the fair shores of Brighton, Phil. You can come in on your boat and hop off and go down to Huntley Street and enjoy auctioning that for Jeremy Rose.
Gary, this property is completely stunning. Absolutely looks like it's just jumped out of an interior design magazine. 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, off-street car parking, everything that opens and shuts. It is absolutely stunning. I'm looking forward to going to that auction.
Double auction action at 2:30, Philip, in Gerald Street, Murrumbina, is one of the auctions that Leo Samuel is handling and selling.
I see you didn't butcher the name Gerald, because viewers, you might not know, but Gary's real name is Gerald. So
it is not Gerald.
It's Gerald Appear, but you changed it to Gary when you were a little
true.
child. It
I never
was.
did.
You
You
were
like to say that.
Gerald.
No, you call me Gerald. I don't know why you call me Gerald, but I wouldn't have minded being called Gerald. I don't mind Gerald as a name.
Anyway, Gerald, 3 at 24 Gerald Street, Murrumbina. There's 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, a double lock-up garage, outdoor entertaining area. That's a really good home.
Could just as easily have had my name. It's as likely to be Clarence as it is Gerald, Phil. And at Clarence Street, there is an auction at 2:30 p.m. with Nikki Janover as the handling agent.
Love Clarence Street, 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, 1 car space. A beautiful property throughout.
David Thompson is bringing down the curtain on a busy Saturday, Philip, in Rosella Street, Murrumbina.
Gary, another good property with a really good kitchen, meals area, balcony, living dining room, and that is 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, 1 car space.
Phil, you can have Sunday off, and you will have Sunday off, but I'm going to go out and go to work, Philip, but I'm starting off at 10:30 at 106 Creon Road, Caulfield North. A great looking property.
Gary, it is a great looking property. 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, off-street car parking for 2 cars. Pretty as a picture, both inside and out.
Simon Radolnik auctions at also 10:30 a.m. at 1 at 5 Duke Street, Caulfield South.
2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, wonderful courtyard garden, an extra spacious apartment.
Phil, I'm going to be in Hotham Street at 11:30. That is 301 at 160 Hotham Street, St Kilda East.
Gary, an amazing apartment, 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms and car parking for 2 cars. Stunning wraparound terrace balcony. That is a real feature of that property.
12:30, Philip, we're going to be in Hawthorne Road. This time Leo Samuel meets Daniel Peer. He's a busy boy on Sunday, Daniel. He's got 3 auctions. Leo's auctioning this one for him just up the road in Hawthorne Road.
2 bedrooms and a study, 2 bathrooms, basement secure parking. That's right in the heart of the Caulfield Junction Shopping Centre.
Phil, 3 more properties to review. We are going to talk about one of those is 515 Creon Road in Garden Vale. The details are on the screen there. 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, plenty of parking undercover. And Phil, just in a great position around the corner from Martin Street. Looking forward to that one. I know that Daniel and Arlene have been enjoying working on it, or have enjoyed working on it. Phil, I want to talk about Armadale Street in Armadale. A lot of people came to this home on the weekend. It's a little bit of an interesting property. I'm not surprised. This is a great buy.
Gary, first of all, the address is incredible and you're walking distance to everything on your doorstep. Malvern Central, trams, trains, High Street, Glenferrie Road. Who wouldn't want to live there? And of course, Armadale, a tiny little suburb where everything is on your doorstep.
Absolutely, Philip. We are going to close off this particular edition with the property in King Street being auctioned by Kingston. This is number 1 at 16 King Street, Elstonwick.
Gary, what a fabulous property. 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, a lock-up garage. You're walking distance to Halston Park. You're walking distance to Glen Huntley Road. It is in original but fabulous condition, which means somebody can move straight into it. You've got the best spaces, the kitchen meals family room, the living dining room. That is a really good property.
It is a good property. I've kept myself free to come and join you with that auction.
Oh, excellent, Gary. Oh, it'd be so lovely to have you.
Yeah, check you out.
Wear something lovely. Wear something smart, won't you?
I'll smell good and everything for you. Phil, don't worry about that. I'm going to come along and see you, check you out, keep you honest. Phil, that is a big wrap on this week's GPTV October edition. We are in October. Busy time now, right through to the end of the year.
Bit of a countdown, Gary. I think we've got 10 auction weekends left because you've got to take the long weekend for the Cup weekend out of that. There won't be a lot of activity in Melbourne. We will go through to the 3rd weekend of December this year because the calendar is quite kind to us this year. 3 auction weekends, but we're already starting to book auctions in for February and March in 2024. Can you believe it?
We've got-
2024.
I know, we've got quite a bit going on
Wow.
already for that year, Phil. A lot of vendors are saying, look, maybe we'll sell it now or next year, put it on your books. So we've got quite a few of those properties, Phil. So if you're wanting to sell next year, it's not too early to be speaking to us.
It's not.
That's a big wrap on this week's GPTV edition. I'm Gary Pearce.
I'm Philip Kingston. Have a fabulous week and thanks for watching.